So, Jimmy Butler, a player currently playing for the Miami Heat, who is literally only set on going to one team. There is only one team that he wants to go to, and it is the Phoenix Suns. The reason why he wants to go to the Phoenix Suns is because they're willing to pay him. Is it because they have a chance of winning? Hell no. Hell no. But it is because of the fact that they're willing to pay him $60 million. Jimmy Butler does not care about winning, and he hasn't in a little bit of time, because if we're going to be honest, like, he was not so I'm not going to say he didn't care about winning, but it's like he didn't care about the regular season. He didn't care because he was great in the playoffs, but he didn't care if his regular season performance led to the Heat being an 8th seed, as long as he'd show up in the playoffs. And he didn't show up in the playoffs. He wanted the Heat to literally trade. And I'm saying this, like, the Dame package, supposedly, this was what got turned down. This is what they wanted for Dame. The Blazers. The Blazers for Dame Lillard wanted Tyler Hero, Kyle Lowry, Jaime Jaquez, Nikola Jovic, the 2028 first, the 2024 first, their 2029 pick swap, and a 2030 first. That is what they wanted. And the Heat were like, no, we're not mortgaging our entire future. And at this point in time, I'm not going to lie, Tyler Hero equal to Dame. I'm not going to say Tyler Hero better than Dame. I'm saying at this point in time, Tyler Hero equal Dame. And if you want to say, oh, what has Tyler Hero done in the playoffs? I mean, he's won a conference finals as the best scorer on his team, I guess. He's done that, albeit in the bubble. But, like, Dame, his team lost in the first round of the playoffs last year too. Like, when was the last time Dame won a playoff series? Am I right in saying 2019 was the last time Damian Lillard won a playoff series? Like, they didn't in 2021. They lost to... Am I right in saying they lost to the Denver Nuggets in 2021, if I'm not mistaken? I'm not 100% sure, but I think they lost to the Nuggets. I don't think Dame Lillard has won a playoff series in 5 years, and I'm sorry, I'm not judging anybody by what they did 5 years ago. 5 years ago, Blake Griffin was an All-NBA player. He's retired 2 years. But you listen here saying the Phoenix reportedly want Jimmy Butler bad. Phoenix wants Butler and Butler wants Phoenix. I've heard they want him bad. One source says, but the obstacles preventing such a swap can be considerable. Before Bradley Beal's obsessively discussed no trade clause can even come into play, Miami and Phoenix are going to need a third team to take Beal's monster contract. No team's going to do that. They don't have the assets. They do not have the assets. This would have to be a crazy 4-team deal. Want to keep Beal at a center and a wing. The reality is there is one way and one way only that the Phoenix Suns are getting Beal's 31, Jimmy's 35. You could argue 2 more years of Beal's deal and signing. The problem with Beal's deal is that it's like a couple of extra years, and he's still got that no trade clause. The only way it would make sense is if the Heat can waive that no trade clause. If he does, because he can only go where he wants. If Beal didn't have a no trade clause, I think Beal would have been sent somewhere. But it has to be somewhere that Beal wants to go to. You have to find a third team that is a borderline contender that's willing to take on Bradley Beal. And the only chance I see of that is if, I don't know, they want to move off Jamal Murray if you're Denver. But I don't see how that works either. So, like, there's no way moving off Bradley Beal. There's one way and one way only of the Miami Heat trading Jimmy Buckets to the Phoenix Suns. And it's never going to happen. There is a 0% chance that Devin Booker is part of the trade, because Matt Ishbia believes getting the most talented players is how you win. That is what he believes. He believes if you just put a big 3 together, the rest of it will work out. Doesn't matter that Jimmy's going to be near 40 by the end of his contract that they're willing to give him. It doesn't matter that Devin Booker's pretty good and he's in his peak. He's 28. He's like a month younger than me. It doesn't matter that Kevin Durant is pushing 40, because again, Kevin Durant's the type of player, in my opinion, that might just play ball till he's like 45 just for the heck of it. Like, I don't know what he'll be. He's one of those guys that seems like he may not know what he's going to be doing in life if he can't ball. But Jimmy Buckets, this is the only way. And I mean that. This is literally the only way that the Phoenix Suns make the trade. Like, it's literally the only way. And we're going to be seeing Jimmy Butler not in a Phoenix Suns uniform. Like, I think there is a near 0% chance of this happening. Because people are like, okay, let's see this mock trade that may or may not work. So the Orlando Magic, why would the Orlando Magic give up KCP and Jonathan Isaac for Bradley Beal? If the Heat can somehow get Marcus Smart and Jonathan Isaac out of this, great. There is no way the Orlando Magic would do this deal. Someone just posted this on Twitter. It's like, it works technically. Like, why in the world the Magic trade these two for $50 million? Yeah. Why would the Magic do that? Why would Memphis do this? Also, KCP for Marcus Smart. Why would also Memphis do that? Memphis are good. Don't need to change anything. How's Jonathan Isaac getting $25 million per year? Like, it would. And also, Bradley Beal's probably going to say no to going to Orlando. Like, that's the reality of the situation. Is that why would any team go in on this trade? Who in their right mind would take Bradley Beal on an untradeable guy? He's untradeable. You can't even say, oh, he's in the last year of his contract. Let's go and try trade him for a win, because he's an expiring contract, maybe to a win now team who's pretty good and you can get something back. Like, you can't even do that. You can't even trade him as an expiring contract. You are handicapped. Whatever team takes Bradley Beal is handicapping themselves. And I genuinely was looking on Twitter. People are like, oh, every player worth a damn has a no trade clause. It's literally LeBron. It's LeBron and Bradley Beal. There are two players in the NBA. Two players in the NBA with no trade clauses. But obviously, the Phoenix Suns supposedly want Jimmy Butler bad. It doesn't matter how bad they want Jimmy Butler. It is, I'm going to say this right now, it is close to being impossible. I don't think it's impossible. I'm not going to say it is impossible for Jimmy Butler to go, because they might find some weird workaround trade where they give up all of their draft capital. I don't know, maybe Miami will just be like, however many picks Phoenix can give up. If Phoenix give up, let's just say Miami are like, you know what? We're kind of screwed. We can't really go for it in 2026. We've got Bradley Beal. We can't go for 2026 free agency. We've got Beal there. But, I don't know, maybe we can take Beal if you find us a way of getting 2 first-round picks. If you find some other way of getting another first, and you've given us 2 first-round picks and Beal for a guy that's going to walk it where we want to walk at the end of the year for nothing, that's the only way I could see that. Like, it would take, maybe 2 is not even enough to take Bradley Beal's contract. I'm not joking with that. Maybe 2 first rounds is not even enough. Maybe it's 2 first rounds and somebody else to try to make it work. But it's going to take the Phoenix Suns giving up literally every asset they have. Heck, it might take giving up Ryan Dunn. It might take a weird situation where it's like Jimmy and there's a big trade and you're giving up like 2 firsts and Ryan Dunn to get off Bradley Beal. And I think Miami, that's the only way I see Miami taking the Bradley Beal deal. And I don't even know if it's a possibility of doing that. I think it is something that is just not going to happen. I don't think we see Bradley Beal in the Phoenix Suns uniform. I don't know not Bradley Beal. I don't think we see Jimmy Butler. I don't know what we see with Jimmy Butler. I genuinely don't. Like, I have no idea what is going to happen when it comes to Jimmy Butler. But all I know is that it's unlikely he's going to be a member of the Miami Heat past this season, regardless of what he does. And it also is a near impossibility for him to be a member of the Phoenix Suns. But anyway, I'll see you guys.